Good evening.
Good evening, Akshita. Yesterday you left somewhere, I think, in between itself during the class time because of network, might be.
Ma'am?
Yesterday, in between the class, I think you left.
Yes, ma'am. There was a network issue yesterday.
Okay, okay, because I was calling Akshita, Akshita, and then I saw you were not there itself.
Yes, ma'am. I left in between.
Yes, 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 yes. Varanya, how do you change the name then? I think you joined by the name Venu, and then you change it, I guess. How do you change that?
No, ma'am. I left that meeting and from another.
Okay, okay, because every day I see like, you join with that and then again you join with your name. Okay. So today we'll be starting with the very, very, very important topic. So share your video. Very good. See how smart you are looking. Then why don't you turn on the video? Toshini, how are you?
I'm great.
Great. Okay, five have joined. I think still another three to four are there to join. I think they might not join also. Enjoying their Saturday. So today you'll be excited, right? Today is Saturday. Appara, one day at least off will be there from the school. Correct, Suche? Do you think so? You like Saturday, right? A lot. I too like it. The tomorrow is Sunday. I don't have any class. I can enjoy. I can go. I can fly here and there. Right, Ashrita? Do you enjoy Saturday evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there like, do you plan anything on Saturday evening? Any kind of a thing that, okay, I'll go out on Saturday evening. Okay, I'll order pizzas or something like that? No? Akshita, do you do that? Akshita will be doing. I will plan more studies today. Is it
No,
so,
ma'am.
Akshita? No? Okay. Fine. Then we are normal human beings then in that case. But Saturday, it's like day when you can sleep a little late also, nothing to worry about. And next day you can get up late. And how many are getting up at 5:30? To be frank enough, ma'am, we are not getting up. Correct? Try to get up, okay? Try to get up because it is going to be very, very useful for you all only. Okay, so let's start now. Autotrophic mode of nutrition, I told you about, I told you yesterday about that. Now, in that, we will be discussing about photosynthesis, totally about photosynthesis, how it happens, what are the raw materials, what are the different kinds of the events which are there, which takes place in the photosynthesis. But before going into the photosynthesis, I'll be taking the anatomy of the leaf. Anatomy means the internal structure of the leaf, whatever the internal parts are there. In your grade 6 and 7, you have learned about the morphology, where you learned about the midrib, veins, all those things. But now the anatomy, we will be discussing the internal parts. Any idea about any internal part? No. Okay, I'll give you the idea. So today you should not write anything. Today is non-writing day. Don't write anything. Keep your pens down if you have in your hand. Oh, Sucha is so happy. At least got one day relaxation and literally he has kept the copy down. Okay, that's good. We should actually give, one day. Okay, let me share the screen so that I can take you through the presentation and listen to it very carefully, children. Any point of the time, if you feel like, you are getting any kind of the doubts or something like that, do inform me because I can repeat it 100 times, no problem, but your concept should be clear. Okay. Now, is my screen visible to you all?
Yes.
Is it yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Now, I think this picture you might have seen in your NCRT book, correct? If you have opened your book, you might have seen this picture in your NCRT book by the name, I think, a transverse section of a leaf, something like this, it is being given. And in the board examination, what they are doing, they are given the diagram and they are asking you to label, or else they are asking you to draw the structure itself. And labeling, when they ask the labeling, it becomes a little complicated because we get confused which part is called as what part and what is the function of that part. So, two things are very important in this anatomy of leaf. The first thing is the part, and the second thing is the function of that particular part. So that's why what we are going to do, one by one, we will be seeing where that part is located and basically what is the function of that particular part we will be discussing. Now, this is, let me see if I can zoom it a little. This is better, I guess. Now, this is the entire structure, a very, very, very clear picture I think you can see. So, the upper one, this sheet, can you see a transparent sheet, children, here, which I'm marking it with the red?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, you can unmute yourself because I wanted to have, that kind of discussion, yes, no, or it is visible or not visible, so that then and there, we can do it. So transparent sheet, we all can see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Good. Now, this transparent sheet is called as the cuticle. Okay. So the first outermost layer, what do we have? Not layer actually, a covering we can say. A covering, what do we have is the cuticle. Now, second is which I am again marking it with the red. That is the layer of the cell, a single layer of the cell that is called as the upper epidermis. So, transparent sheet is called as the cuticle. Second layer is called as the epidermis. Now, moving to the next part of it is the two parts together. This part, which is like basically the brick-like structure, small brick, the big bricks, all those structures are there. They are included in this, which are called as palisade cells. So this brick-like structures, they are called as palisade cells. And down to it, you can see small spherical or the oval structures are there, which are called as the spongy mesophyll cells. So palisade cells and spongy mesophyll cells, together they are called as the mesophils. So mesophils are of two types, palisades, which are basically the rectangular in the shape, and the down to it are the spongy mesophyll cells. Then going down, there is a layer again, which is called as the epidermal layer. And then there are the vascular bundles. You can see a kind of the log-like structure that is called as a vascular bundle. Now, one by one, we will be going with each and every part of it. It was just a kind of, a small brief introduction of it. So starting with the first thing is, what is a leaf? So when we talk about what is leaf, a leaf is a flattened lateral outgrowth from the stem of a vascular plant. So whatsoever the plants are there, from the plant, that leaf structure comes out of the stem. Right? Be it the mango, be it the neem, be it any other plant. You might have seen, be it the rose, lemon and all. Every plant will have the leaf. And that leaves come out from the stem part of it. So we can say that a leaf is a flattened outgrowth from the stem of a vascular plant. In most cases, leaves are green in color. So what they will be? They will be green in color and they contain the chlorophyll. And now since they contain the chlorophyll, what they can do? They can do the photosynthesis. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now functions of leaf. Beyond photosynthesis, leaves also play other roles in the plant's life, such as transpiration, gas exchange, protection from the sunlight, and the herbivores. Again, what happens? We are learning from the small age, right? Only the photosynthesis, that is a function of the leaf. But yes, apart from that, the major thing which is required is also the transpiration. So when the transpiration is happening in the leaf, the plant will get cooled down. They will be actually relaxed. They will get cool effect of it. Imagine if the transpiration is not happening, the plant will be hot actually. The second thing, exchange of the gases. So since exchange of the gases they are doing, they become an important part of it. Now, if they're keeping the gas with themselves only, if they keep all the amount of the oxygen gas with themselves, can we get them? Can we get the oxygen gas?
Mm.
No, that is why the exchange of the gases is important. They will be giving to us, we will be giving to them. That exchange is important. Now, the first layer, which you can see here, the transparent covering. It is called as a cuticle. Very important for your board examination. One marker question, they ask it. What is it? Now, cuticle is basically a waxy layer. It means it is made up of the wax. It is a waxy layer covering the upper epidermis of the leaf. So this is what the upper epidermis, right? So on the upper epidermis, this layer will be covered. It is like notebook. So now you have come to the grade 10. Now, once you have come to the grade 10, you have purchased new books, right? And new books for the few months, you will be covering it nicely. Am I correct? That cover, the plastic sheet will be there, right? So that is what you will be protecting your notebook. Same way, this cuticle also, they will be protecting the upper epidermis layer. Clear? Toshini, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is, they are basically the waxy layer covering the upper epidermis of the leaf, and they are made up of the substance called as cutin. So they have what? They are made up of the cutin. Cutin is basically a kind of the chemical substance what they are made up of. Function of the cutin is the cuticle provide or it act as a waterproof barrier. So what it do? It does not do. They will not allow the water actually, to move out. So it reduces the water loss from the leaf surface. So it is not completely, they will actually stop it. So they will not allow maximum amount of the water to move out. If so much of amount of water moves out, automatically what happen? The photosynthesis will reduce. So that is what they are protecting it. They will not allow the water to go out. If the water does not go out, the photosynthesis process goes on happily. Again, I'll repeat, cuticle is basically the waxy layer covering the upper epidermis of the leaf, and it has a substance called as cutin. The function of it, it act as a barrier. It reduces the water loss from the surface of the leaf. Am I clear till here? Akshita, Ashrita,
Yes,
Toshini,
yes, ma'am.
Suchay. Okay. Now moving to the next one is the epidermis. So this cuticle layer we have done. Now moving to the next one is Upper epidermis. This layer. Oh, this layer is the upper epidermal. It is also called as upper epidermal layer. Now, in this, it is basically a single layer. So, I think you can see, right? Only one layer is present. Only one layer of cell is there. Correct? Not more than one. If it is more than one more like this, I have to make it. So here, this is a single layer cells covering the top surface of the leaf. In the exam, sometimes they ask, like upper epidermis, not every time, but sometimes they ask about it, that upper epidermis layer is basically the multi-layered or it is a single layer. So answer should be single layer. Fine. Now, what is the function? Why this upper epidermis layer is important? So, its function is to provide protection from the water loss. So, like the cuticle also, they will be protecting or giving the protection from the water loss. At the same time, they will be protecting the leaf from the UV radiation. So, they will not allow the leaf, they will not allow the UV radiation to enter into the leaf. That is why they are very, very important part of it. And the pathogens also. So they pathogens are causing organisms. So they will not allow them also to enter. So it is like, during the COVID time, we used to wear the mask. So through the mask, those viruses will not be enter or other things will not be entering. In them also, they have this layer, epidermis layer, wherein the pathogen cannot enter, the water loss cannot be there, and also they will be protecting them from the UV radiation. And because of this upper epidermis only, they will be producing the waxy cuticle layer. Clear with the second point also? Yes, Varun, I am clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, very important part which you have not studied actually, mesophyll cells. So mesophyll cells are the tissues between the upper and lower epidermis. Now I'll just go back. Read the definition, what it is saying. The tissue between the upper epidermis and lower epidermis. I'll go back to the picture and I'll show you how they are saying that. Suppose this is a picture, okay? This is the upper epidermis, and here this is the lower epidermis. And in between this, what is there? The mesophyll cells. So that is why they are the tissues which are present between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis, which help in the photosynthesis process. Am I clear with the definition of a mesophyll?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now what's its function? Now, why the mesophyll is important? Now, mesophyll are important, not important, I can say very, very, very important because they contain the chloroplast. Now, can you tell me where are the chloroplast here? Do they have the chloroplast? Can you see them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ashrita, can you see the? Toshini, can you see the chloroplast?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Where? I can't see. These are the
Ma'am,
chloroplast?
ma'am,
These are the chloroplast? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just label A here. I'll label B here. I'll Okay, B. Very good, Toshini. Very good. Correct. Fine. These small, small round structures are actually the chloroplast. So they have the chloroplast, the mesophyll. This is the upper epidermis, lower epidermis. In between, what do they have? They have the chloroplast. They contain the chloroplast for capturing the sunlight and also carry out the photosynthesis. So this chloroplast will be doing two functions. First thing, they will be actually capturing the sunlight, and second thing, they will be carrying out the photosynthesis. And these are mesophyll further divided into two types, palisade cells and the spongy mesophyll. So these are the palisade cells which are rectangular in structure. Now, by seeing the diagram itself, I think you can define it. They are tightly packed, right? You can see there is no space between them. They are connected from each other. Correct? Do they have the space?
No, ma'am. No.
No. Now, if I talk about down, spongy mesophyll, can you see the space here?
Yes,
Is the
ma'am.
space? Yes, right? That is the most important difference between them if they ask you. So the palisade cells, their cells in them are tightly packed, whereas in the spongy mesophyll cells, the cells are loosely packed. They have the space in between. And now if I say they have the air space in the spongy mesophyll, what they can do? Think. If they have the space, what they can do with the space? They can exchange the gas. Okay, so spongy mesophyll cells are basically responsible for the exchange of the gas, wherein the palisades who have the chloroplast and chloroplast have the chlorophyll. What they will be doing? Which process they will be doing?
Photosynthesis.
Yes, I hope now you have understood the difference between the both. Mesophyll cells, they are present between the upper and the lower epidermis. But there are two types, palisade cell and spongy. Palisade cells are rectangular cells without the space, whereas the spongy one, they are with the space. Palisade cells have the chloroplast. Many chloroplasts are there because of which they can do the photosynthesis. Whereas the spongy, they have the space, and because of that, what they can do the exchange of the gases. Now, if in the examination, if they ask you, name the type of the mesophyll cell responsible for the exchange of gases, what will be the answer? Spongy, right, Ashrita? Spongy mesophyll. Now, if they ask you, which layer basically has the more capability of doing the photosynthesis process? The lower one or the upper epidermis? Suche, tell me, which layer, which epidermis layer, upper one or the lower one has the more capability of doing the photosynthesis?
Upper one.
Why you are saying upper one?
Because it had more chlorophyll.
Correct. Fine. So since the upper layer is connected with the palisade cells, which has more number of the chloroplasts, that is why in the upper region of the leaf structure, more photosynthesis will be happening. And if I say where the more exchange of gas will happen, it is in the lower epidermis layer. Clear? So palisade cells are tightly packed cells that contain the high number of the chloroplast. The function is that they are specialized in photosynthesis due to the abundance chloroplast for capturing sunlight. So since they have so many chloroplasts, because of which they will be actually capturing the sunlight. Now down to it, second type of the mesophyll cells are called as a spongy, which you can see the round structure. Here, they are irregularly shaped cells in the lower region of the mesophyll, and they have the air space between them. Now, what do? They will allow for the exchange of the gas within the leaf due to the air spaces. So here also space, everywhere the space is there. Because of that, easily the exchange of the gases will be done. So upper, which is the palisade cells, the photosynthesis, the lower, which is the spongy mesophyll, there will be the more of the exchange of gases will be done. Now in the palisade cells, the small round structure which we see are the chloroplasts. They are specialized organelle within the plant cell containing the chlorophyll. They have the green color pigment called as the chlorophyll, which are responsible for capturing the sunlight. So they will be capturing the sunlight, which will be used for the photosynthesis process. The main function of the chloroplast, one marker they ask about the main function of the chloroplast. So chloroplast, what do? They convert the sunlight energy into the chemical energy with the help of the photosynthesis process, or to do the photosynthesis process, they do that. Now, the next part of is the guard cells. Now, can you tell me where are the guard cells here? Do we have the guard cells here?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll tell you. I'll go back and I'll tell you where it is. Can you see this picture? Now, can you see these small two round structure here? They are the guard cells like this. Okay. And then outside, they will have the stoma. I'll go back to the main one. Guard cells. So these are the guard cells. So a pair of specialized cells surrounding the stomata, which is responsible for the opening and closing the pore. So these guard cells, the main function of them is to, actually they're acting like a watchman. Okay, the guard cells, they act like a watchman. So if you know that someone from your society only is coming, they will allow them. But if they know that someone is not from the society, they'll ask many questions, and then they might allow, they might not allow. So guard cells, they are like the watchmen. Whenever they need, they will be making the stomata to get open so as to get the water, and whenever they do not need it, they'll close them. So that is why we say that the guard cell controls the opening and closing of the stomata. The main function is that by changing their shape, by either inflating, by either deflating. It means by increasing in the size or by decreasing. Or we can use the word. Do you know what do you mean by turgidity and flaccidity? Do you know that, children? Any one of you? Varanya, Toshni, Ashita, Akshita, Suche?
No.
No? In your grade 9, you might have maybe learned or might not be. Sahiti, do you know what is turgidity and flaccidity?
Turgidity is like the hard. It's little hard. It becomes hard, but I don't know what flaccidity.
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Correct only. Turgid means because of the hardness, they get swell. So something like you have a maybe one bag you have. Okay. Now in the bag, you're keeping the stuff. You're filling it. Okay. A point will come when it gets full and it become hard. Okay. That is what the turgidity, the swelling of the cell will happen in them. Whereas the flaccidity means shrinkage. So when they relieve whatever they have, whatever the water content they have, when they relieve, immediately what happens? The shrinking happens. Fine. So that card cell will be doing, they will be inflating or they will be deflating. It means they will be swelling, they will be shrinking. So in some of the book or sometime in the exam, they use this word turgid and flaccid also. In simple way, turgid means when the cell swells and the flaccid means when the cell shrink. So by changing their shape, inflating or deflating, the guard cells will control the size of the stomata opening and then they regulate the exchange of the gases in the water loss. Then the lower epidermis, this down layer is called as the lower epidermis. This is again a single layer cells covering the underside of the leaf. So upper side had the cuticle, but this lower side does not have any kind of the sheet. It is just the blank of the last part of it. Now, what is the function of it? Similar to the epidermis, it actually provides a protection and contains more stomata for exchange of the gases. So as discussed, in the upper epidermis, since more chloroplast, more photosynthesis. In lower epidermis, since more stomata, more exchange of the gases will be there. Now, stomata, you can see here, this part is called as a stomata. So they are the microscopic pores on the leaf surface which allow the exchange of the gases. The main function is that they will be controlled by the guard cells and also they will be regulating the exchange of the gases. Then the last one, vascular bundle. Vascular bundle, I think you have learned by the name xylem and phloem, correct? In your grade 9. Right, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So xylem and phloem, when we talk about them together, then we call it as vascular bundle. So vascular bundle, they are the tissues which help in the transportation of the water, mineral, and the food. So when we say all together, all these words, water, mineral, and food, then we call them as a vascular bundle. But when I say that they help in the transportation of the water and mineral, then I mean xylem. And when I talk about the food transportation, then I mean phloem. But when I talk about all the things together, then it is the vascular bundle. So vascular bundle, they are the network of the tube. So these lines, basically what you're seeing, they're the network of tubes within the leaf, transporting the water, nutrients, and sugar throughout the plant. So since both of them are there in the leaf, xylem also, phloem also, they are together. Instead of giving the separate name, they are calling it as a vascular bundle. And in the upcoming classes also, if you're going to take the bio in the 11th and 12th grade, you will be learning by the name of vascular bundle only, not as xylem and phloem. So they will be transporting the water, nutrients, and also the sugar. Sugar means the food here. Now, main function of them, xylem will help in the transportation of the water and mineral from the roots to the leaf, whereas the phloem will transport the sugar. So that's about the entire anatomy of the leaf. Again, quickly, I'll just revise it. Leaf, it is a flattened part which will be outgoing from the stem. They have the chlorophyll, which help in the photosynthesis process. Cuticle, it is the waxy layer in the epidermis of the leaf made up of the cutine chemical. They will be acting as a waterproof barrier. They reduces the water loss. Then next layer is the epidermis layer, which is made up of single layer of cell. It will be protecting from the water loss, UV radiation, and the pathogen also. And it helps in making the cuticle layer. Then mesophyll cells, they are present, mesophyll tissues, they are present between the upper and the lower epidermis. They have the chloroplast, they have the so much of stomata, which help in the exchange of the gases. Two types of mesophyll cells are there, palisade cells, which are rectangular in shape, no intercellular space, more amount of the chloroplast, because of which they can do the more amount of the photosynthesis. Then spongy mesophyll cells, they are irregular in shape, they contain much of spaces, air spaces, because of which the exchange of the gases, they will be doing it. Chloroplasts, they are the cell organelles which will be helping in the photosynthesis process to capture the light. Then guard cells, they regulate the opening and the closing of the stomata by the turgidity and by the flaccidity method. Then lower epidermis, again a single layer of the cell, which contain more of the stomata, because of which the exchange of the gases will be done. Then stomata, they are the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves, which help in the opening and closing of the stomata through the guard cells. Then vascular bundles, they are the network of the tubes, which help in the transportation of the water, nutrients, sugar throughout the plant. Am I clear, children, with this, or any one of you have any doubt, you can just ask me now. Yeah, tell me. I think everybody has started this chapter in the school. So have you learned all these terms now? All these terms, the types and all. What are the different types of it? Where the component is high, where the component is low. So in your competitive exam, they will give you the comparison. Okay, the upper epidermis layer, what kind of the cells do they have in the high amount and what do they can do it? So they have the chloroplast. Because of the chloroplast, they can do the more amount of the photosynthesis. The lower one, they have the more stomata, because of which they can do the exchange of the gases in the good number. Fine. So any doubt you have? Clear, Toshini, Varanya, Akshita, Ashrita, Suche, and Sahiti?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll do one thing now. I'll send this presentation, first of all, in the group so that you can go through it right away and then ask me whatever doubts you have it. I'm sending it. And it is given in a very, very, very easy way. So make sure that you revise it from this. And as I said, keep all this notes safely, the presentation safely, so that at last a quick revision can be done. So two files I have sent it, children. One is basically the PDF and one is a picture of that PDF. Okay. If you open that, I can guide you. In the picture, I'll just send the picture. Let me see if I can send you the picture. How to send, how save. PDF is basically what we have discussed right now. And this picture has a complete detail in one page itself. Can you see it? So in the one page itself, they have given the number. Like for example, the number one is a chloroplast. So function of the chloroplast is given down there. Number two, palisade cells. The function of the palisade cells is given down. So number and the function is given down. Clear? So follow the number and then read it. And if it is possible, you can just take out maybe, the black and white printout or the color printout and keep it the one page alone. Don't take many pages. One page alone, single page one wala, you can take it out so that you can quickly revise it. Fine. So just go through it now, children, fast. From the presentation, you go through it and ask me the doubts now. Suche, you have opened your WhatsApp on the laptop? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Still, I don't know how to open the WhatsApp on the laptop.
Actually, I log in it in WhatsApp.
Okay, okay. Fine, no problem, no problem. And today, children, try to make the diagram also once. Okay, try it with with the correct labeling of it and with the pencil. And then the board examination, keep in mind, though you have to use a pencil, but make sure that you sharp your pencil well and then you should draw it. It should not be light actually in drawing, make it dark. Because you might be knowing, for the grade 12, they have started the online correction part, right? So they will be scanning the answer sheet and then they will be correcting it through the laptop and all. No need to go, center by center for correction, how we were doing earlier. But now they have changed the system. So maybe from the next year, like maybe from your batch, it might happen for the grade 10. For that reason, if they scan your answer sheet and if the pencil color is light, then what happened automatically the diagram will not be visible much. Okay. So if you are drawing with a light hand or with a light pencil, make sure that you darken it twice. Is it done? Now should I start asking the questions? Sahiti, turn on the video. Toshini, turn on the video. Okay. Now let's start. Toshini, should we start from you? Tell me the difference between the upper epidermis and the lower epidermis.
Upper epidermis, it performs more photosynthesis as it contains more number of chloroplasts,
Hmm.
and it secretes a waxy layer of cuticle, which reduces water loss.
Okay. And the lower epidermis then?
Now it has guard cells and which determine the opening and the closing of the stomatal pore.
Hmm. So because of which, what happens? The more of
Gas, gas exchange.
exchange of gases. Okay, good, good. Akshita, what is cuticle made up of?
It's made up of cutin.
Good. Suche, what are the two different types of mesophyll cells?
And some types of meal of essence.
Yeah.
Don't know how many minutes.
Yes, Ashrita, two types of the mesophyll cells.
Palisade cells and spongy mesophyll cells.
Okay, Suche, palisade cells and the spongy mesophyll cells. Now, can you tell me out of these two, which will not have any spaces between them?
In this one, I am not able to pronounce it now. Can you repeat it now?
Out of the palisades and the spongy mesophyll cells, which will not have the intercellular space. Who will not have the space? Sahiti,
Ma'am, the palisade cells.
the palisade cells does not have the space. They have more of the chloroplast. Okay, whereas other one, when we talk about mesophyll, they have lot of spaces. Okay, Suche, go through the PPT once again. I think Varanya, you are left now. Okay. What are the two types of the vascular bundles?
Xylem and phloem.
Ma'am, you have asked very, very simple questions from me, right? Okay, I'll change my question then. What is the function of the guard cell?
Ma'am, they inflate or deflate through the help of stomata for water.
Then what does it do by doing it? By inflating, by deflating, what happens? What do they control?
Photosynthesis.
They control the opening and closing of the stomata. Okay. So you should not say they control the stomata. You have to say they control the opening and the closing. So they will be deciding when the stomata has to get open and when it has to get closed. Fine. Okay, children, then today's homework is to go through the presentation, and once you have to try making this diagram with the labeling part of it. And do send me this diagram part by drawing it neatly by today itself before 10 p.m. Not after 10 p.m., before 10 p.m. Including Suche. Okay, Suche? Diagram compulsory once. I should get it today itself 10 by 10. Before 10, I mean. Don't wait for the 10 p.m. Okay, children, then thank you.